Have you ever wondered how to set yourself up for a new successful year? Now, preparing for the new year is more than just setting resolutions, it's about strategically positioning yourself for success. In this presentation, I'm going to guide you through the process so that you're ready to move into a new year ahead with confidence and clarity. My goal is to provide you with a structured approach to prepare for a successful new year in trading. I'm going to cover key areas that will help you reflect on the past year's performance and help you to set achievable goals. By the end of this presentation, you're going to have a clear plan for the year ahead. So let's dive in and start preparing you for a successful new year in trading. So reflecting on the past year, on this year, taking time to reflect on your year's performance is so important for improving your future results. Now, carefully reviewing your trading activities, your behaviors, and what you did well, room for improvement, you're going to start to identify your strengths, address your weaknesses, and set yourself up for a more successful year ahead. Now, let's dive into how to effectively reflect on the past year and draw actionable insights from your experience now. So the first one is performance review. I want you to start analyzing your trading performance over the past year. Now, many traders journal, they document, so they've got all of that data, that knowledge and information that they need. This involves looking at how your trades have performed to your expectations and goals and reviewing your overall profitability, assessing your success rate and the evaluation of your consistency of your returns. Now, this review isn't just about your P&L. It's about understanding how you performed as a trader. Did you invest in your psychology? Were there many times that you felt emotional or that self-sabotaging behavior? It's really important to start to review what went well and key areas for improvement going into a new year. So have you ever noticed how diving into specific metrics can uncover valuable insights? Key metrics provide a very good snapshot of your trading performance. So focusing on profitability, assess your net gains or losses and calculate your return, your ROI, return of investment. Now, determine whether you're meeting your profit targets and if your trading strategy is financial, and determining and working out if your targets are being met. Now, next is risk management. How well did you manage risk during this year? It's really important. Were there times where you overtraded, revenge traded? And it's also important to understand the risk management. Is it in a good space when you're sticking to your trading plan? Or is it only the times where you've gone on tilt or trade emotionally that your risk management has been affected? Now, trading volume. Analyze the number of trades you've executed and how that aligns with your strategy. Are you over trading or under trading? Because this is really common for traders. Understanding your trading volume is going to help you assess whether your activity levels are suitable and meeting your goals. Next, we have P&L, wins and losses, identifying what worked well and what didn't. So it's about reflecting on both your wins and your losses here. Identify what strategy worked and again, your psychology of trading. Did many of the losses come down to just market conditions, or was it down to the fact that you were going on tilt or trading emotionally or irrationally? Now, by you understanding this, it gains knowledge, and knowledge is power. So it's really, really important for you to start to identify where the wins and the losses came from. And if it comes down to the fact that the losses were down to emotional trading, then it's time to work on your psychology as traders. So going on to lessons learned. I mean, this is really important. Every trade, successful or not, will offer you a valuable lesson. Now, when you look at your successes, ask yourself why they worked. You know, what strategy worked, the market conditions, or the decisions that contributed to your wins. Now, more often than not, as we know, if a trader sticks to their trading plan and their strategy is a good strategy, then more often than not, it's going to be consistent good returns. So it's important that you learn from your lessons as well. So going and diving deeper into this now, it's about having or doing a self-assessment. It's about reflecting on personal strengths, your weaknesses, and your emotional responses. So I want you to take time and sit there and reflect on your personal strengths and weaknesses as traders. Now, the question is, are there any specific skills or qualities that helped you succeed, such as discipline? Now, on the other hand, think about the areas for improvement where you may have struggled, like handling stress or sticking to your trading plan. Many traders who I speak to, one of the biggest issues is losses. If there's a loss or a series of losses, this is a time where they generally go on tilt, they overtrade, they revenge trade, even to the point where they just blow accounts. So this is important to identify as well, the losses, how they affect you. Now, emotional responses play a significant role in trading, as we know. And by recognizing your triggers, your emotions, your behavioral patterns, you're in a space where you can work out, are these working for me, or do I need to improve? And this is really good to do before you go into a new year. So take time to reflect on this past year. Learn from it, use it to your advantage. It's really going to help you to better prepare for a new year. So the next one is start creating goals. Start working out your expectations for a new year. Now, as you know, we've spoken in a previous presentation about setting realistic goals and expectations. This is something that you need to do going forward into a new year. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do this. If you want to set goals for every month, even every week, every quarter, or for the whole year. So we're going to explore again briefly the SMART framework, but we've done this in a previous presentation. I'll quickly go into this, but it's very important for you as traders to protect. So we'll briefly talk about the SMART goals again. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So the SMART goal framework I highly recommend, as I mentioned in previous presentations. And it's something that can really help you stay on track as traders. So let's go into short-term goals. Now, when it comes to a new year, it's important to look at long-term goals, but also short-term as well. Short-term goals are important for maintaining that momentum, that motivation. Focusing on immediate objectives for the first quarter of the year, for example. Now, these goals should be consistent steps towards your longer term goals. For example, trade frequency. Set a goal to increase your trading frequency by 10% over the next 3 months. Commit to attending one trading seminar or workshop per month to improve your skills. And then it's a performance review. Implement a weekly review of your trades to identify patterns and areas for improvement. So these are the things that you can do, is set a goal and look at this. Then you commit to the steps to achieving this. Then you review whether it's weekly or monthly to see if you are on track with your goals. Now, these short-term goals should be designed to help you to stay focused and make consistent progress towards your long-term goals and objectives. So next is long-term goals. Now, long-term goals are all about the bigger picture and setting the direction for, say, the entire year. Now, these goals or objectives should be more ambitious and provide a very clear vision for you. So it's important when you set goals, short-term, long-term, you have to be very specific and very clear about these goals, but also to have flexibility as well in your approach. Now, again, this is something that we have spoken about in previous presentations, but it's so important as you come into a new year that you set really realistic expectations, because if you're going into a new year with a goal that you know is going to stretch you to the point of perhaps stress, anxiety, or burnout, then you need to evaluate this. Now, if your year or this year's performance was stable but modest, setting an expectation of doubling this in the next year is going to be pretty ambitious. So instead, base your goals on achievable growth. Consider factors like personal circumstances, time, and even financial circumstances and situations. It's really important that you look at all areas before you set the goals and take action towards them. So as you plan for the new year, take time to set these goals and align with realistic expectations. Now, this approach will help you to feel a sense of excitement and motivation, feeling inspired, and also stretching your comfort zone as well. Now, the next one is before going into a new year, it's always important for you as traders to look at your strategies, to look at the win rate, to look at how well they're performing in the market conditions, going into a new year, how you can hone in or improve on the strategy, what needs tweaking or changing. So let's explore how to effectively review and adjust your strategy. So start by thoroughly assessing your existing trading strategy or strategies and reflect on their performance over the past year. Are they still aligned with your goals? Is your strategy going to help you achieve your long-term vision? What strategy or strategies worked well and why? And really identify if this matches your personality. So updating your strategies if necessary, it doesn't only involve fixing what didn't work, but also looking on ways to improve this for a whole new year going forward. So when it comes to your strategy, you've got to evaluate the effectiveness of this. The return on investment, consistency and reliability in different market conditions, the adaptability, and so much more. And of course, does it match your personality? It's also important to look at the time frames that you're trading. Does this fit around your schedule? Do you like the markets that you're trading in? Do you need to change anything? It's really vital that you look at the time frames as well as traders. So the next is, of course, psychology. This is the most important part of trading. Of course, it's important to have a good strategy, risk management, but the psychology of trading is so, so important. So how did you perform as a trader? Did you find that a lot of the time you went on tilt? Were there certain things that triggered you, such as losses or unexpected or unrealistic goals that you set for yourself? So it's really vital that you sit down and reflect on your performance and your behaviors as traders. What needs improvement? Do you need to work on your mindset? What can you start to create and attain that's going to help you with your performance going into a whole new year? And of course, over the presentations this year, we have gone through various techniques and strategies and practices that help you improve your trading psychology. Now, if you need any help or support with any of these practices or techniques, please comment below because I'll be more than happy to support you all. Now, preparation's key. So it's a good idea for you to start to prepare again for a new year, thinking about flexibility and adaptability when it comes to markets. Now, does your strategy work in all market conditions? These are things that are really going to help you be one step ahead going forward into a new year. And it's about, again, reflecting on your strategy, your performance, your habits, your behaviors, and just really going in with that knowledge. Again, is power. So look at potentially, having a new strategy or a couple of strategies, ones that work well in different market conditions and different situations. So again, it's about you being one step ahead. Now, backtesting. You can backtest for the year. If you haven't done this consistently, it's good to look back and backtest your strategy to see how well it does in different market conditions or how well it performs. So that's really important for you to do as well. Now, this may sound a lot, it may sound overwhelming, but just focus on one area at a time to help you better prepare for going into a new year. Now, the next thing that you can look at if you feel you need to is your risk management. How is your risk management been for this year? Does it need improvement? Do you feel like it's in a good space? Or do you find that potentially the only time where your risk management has been in a bad place is when you've gone on tilt or traded emotionally? So if that is the case, then it's important to start again to look at the triggers, why you've gone on tilt, why your risk management is affected when this happens. And this is a time and a space where you can start to implement very good changes and practices to ensure that your risk management is consistently in the right place. Now, I'm going to briefly touch on this, but I'm sure that it's something that you all do, and that's planning for market changes, because we know that different things can affect the markets, emotions, news announcements, and so much more. So really it is about planning for different market situations. And again, going back to your strategy, does your strategy work in all market conditions? That's something, an area that you really need to look at and invest in. And it's about using your knowledge, your experience, and expertise to always be or try and be one step ahead. Again, a question: have you ever seen how economic indicators on news? There can be so many different areas that can affect the markets: interest rates, inflation, employment, wars, and so much more. So just be mindful to be aware of the different market changes and how you trade as traders, but also how your strategy performs as well. Now, we're going to go into developing or creating a trading plan, but I'm sure most of you already have a good trading plan. It is so important in trading. If you don't have a trading plan, how do you know what you're sticking to? It's really got to be clear. It's got to be something that matches your personality, your time, and so much more. But more importantly, it's important that you stick to your plan. So it's about having your goals in there. Do they align with your goals, and so much more? Also, you can think about setting monthly targets that really start to contribute to your yearly objectives or goals. For example, you might aim to develop a new trading strategy to improve your risk management. Now, your daily actions might be to identify activities that support your goals, reviewing market news or doing your analysis. An action plan transforms these goals into manageable tasks. So again, it's setting realistic, manageable goals. You can also think about doing reviews: weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual reviews. This is really important for you to help stay on track as traders. So now that we've spoken about goals, reviewing, looking back at the past, it's about now implementing daily and regular routines to help you stay on track. So the question is, have you ever felt like your trading day just lacked structure? If the answer is yes, then it's time to review and change this. Start thinking about developing a daily and weekly routine, not just for trading, but that's going to help to improve your trading performance. So, for instance, you can incorporate exercise, eating healthy, having a good work-life balance, which is very important, preparing daily, allocating time each day to prepare for trading. Trading preparation is key. But it's not just about analysis and fundamental news. It's about preparing emotionally and mentally every single day that you're trading. And, doing a weekly analysis or review. Look back at your week as a trader. How did you perform? How were you happy with your performance? Does it need improvement? Again, these are the times where you really start to grow as traders. So develop that plan going forward into a new year. If it's worked really well this year, then stick with that. But again, it's about reviewing. This can really help you going forward. So going into a new year, how was your discipline this year? How was your patience? Did you find that you improved on your patience or your discipline? Do you find that there's any areas that you can improve in for next year? How can you become more disciplined, more confident, more patient? Again, I have walked through many different techniques and practices to help you all improve your mindset and performance. But if you need any support, as mentioned before, I'm here to help. So develop that routine and stick to it. Really start to focus in on how you can improve discipline, how you can improve patience, confidence. There's always room for improvement, not just for traders, but for anyone in life. So look at the techniques or the ways how you can improve as traders with your mindset and performance. Now, one of the things that I do suggest that you implement into your routine, whether it's daily or weekly, is one of the practices, mindfulness or meditation or breath work or all of them. Now, I'm sure all of you or most of you do at least one of these practices, but it's good to schedule it in your diary so you know that you're not going to miss it, you're not going to forget it, or it just kind of, you'll do it next week. It's important that this is part of your trading routine because it's really going to help you to stick to your trading plan, have more discipline, but also reduce stress, anxiety, and frustration. So I highly recommend one of these techniques for you to use or practice regularly. Now, one of the areas that's important again for traders is accountability. Now, there's some traders that are so good at being accountable to themselves, whilst others are better being accountable to others. So I highly recommend and have throughout most of this year recommended that you have a good support group or community or a mentor or a coach that helps you to stay accountable. It can even be a family member or friend, but it's important that you've got somebody to talk to where you feel supported, where you can just offload any stress, and also a time where you can kind of grow and evolve as traders as well. So it's important to have that good, solid community, coach, mentor, or somebody that helps you to stay accountable as a trader or as traders. So as you prepare for the new year, I want you to think about these practices. It's going to help to build a better, disciplined approach. It's going to help you to go forward with a clearer mindset, knowing that you can do this, having that self-belief within yourself. So as we come to the end of this presentation and to the end of another year, 2024, I hope you found these presentations valuable. Now, if you have any questions, if you need any support, please comment below and I will be sure to respond. Now, to recap, we've covered several important areas to help you prepare for the coming year. It's about reflecting on this year, the past year, and it's also about setting good, achievable goals, long-term, short-term going forward. It's about updating, refining your strategy or strategies, planning for market changes, developing or adapting your current trading plan. Also about building and attaining good consistency, patience, confidence, and more. So as you reflect on what you've learned today, take these and apply them to your trading practice going forward. Each step of preparation is a stride towards a more successful year for you as traders. So I'm wishing you all a happy new year. Have a wonderful holiday and see you in 2025. Thank you.